Hello, hello.
How are you? So nice to see you. Hello, everyone. Is this on? Hello. Hi, everyone. It's lovely to have everyone here today. It's really exciting to be part of the first edition of the Las Vegas Fan Prix. Thank you so much to all the organizers for putting it on. It's lovely. I'm going to introduce the gentleman standing here to my left, someone that you all know and probably admire very much. I admire him very much. He is a former F3 champion, GP2 Asia champion, only pilot who ever did it twice. He is the general GP2 champion, F1 10 podiums, IndyCar 6 podiums, voted fan favorite at IndyCar. He is an accomplished pilot holding multiple licenses, and that matters apparently in the pilots who refer to pilots. He is also an accomplished cookbook author. He is a father of 3, the man, the myth, the legend, Romain Grosjean. Bienvenue, Romain.
Merci. Thank you.
We'll have a seat.
All right.
I have some notes here. So we're here at the Las Vegas Fan Prix. Why did you want to be involved in this? What got you involved?
Well, good morning, everyone. I think it's just a great way to get to meet you. Share loves for cars, for Formula One, of course, for racing, but generally love for the sports, which is fantastic. Got to meet an amazing person this morning. Get to see some great cars, and glad that we have the chat.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we're year 3 in Las Vegas. What insights do you have for us about the track? What do you think makes the track particularly attractive or perhaps unattractive? Like, what are some insights you can give us?
Yeah, I think Vegas is a very difficult track for various reasons. It's a track in the city, right? Street circuit is always more complicated than road course, just because you have walls and there's manhole covers and a white line and there's some crossing in bumps and name it. It's a road, right? That you drive at 240 miles an hour. Then it's a night race, which in Singapore is not a problem because in Singapore it's always hot, no matter what. So you don't have to find with cold temperature, but here at night it's getting very fresh, which makes the tires are difficult to get into the operating window. And then on top of that, you have an asphalt that is very slick, very soft and smooth, which means that it's very hard to get the carcass of the tire to move under the car. And when the carcass of the tire moves, that's what generates the temperature into the tire, that therefore generates the grip. So you did see last night in the wet in qualifying, it was very, very difficult conditions, but it's not easy in the dry as well. So I think that those are the tricky part. And then the racetrack itself, you have a 1.9 kilometer, what's got 1.1 mile, 1.2 miles straight line on the back, which is awesome for overtaking. But imagine that with you're driving so long, so fast, your brakes are cold, your tires are cold by the time you get to the braking zone, which makes it that it's also a very complicated way. So it is definitely a very challenging racetrack, but it could be a very interesting race night.
Yeah, we're excited for the race tonight. Let's talk a little bit about you. And you started racing really young. And not to spoil this, but you're going to be 40 next year. So you've had a very lengthy career. So I want to talk a little bit about mindset. It seems drivers are going later and later into life racing longer. We see it all in many series. What is the difference in your mindset now? Is the hunger the same when you're 25 or when you're 45? Talk to us a little bit about that.
I think you just become a bit more wise, right? When you were loose third on the first lap in free practice one, you wanted to be the fastest on the track. And then the older you get, you actually think about Sunday and the race time. And it's not so much about being fast at all times, it's being fast on Sunday whenever it really matters. So I think that's what changes, but the passion, the hate of losing are still the same as before. So as long as that's part of you, I think you keep competing. That's definitely a job that we can do a little bit longer than some other athletes. If you think about American football or even baseballs, the athletes after a certain age are tired, so the body cannot take it anymore. In racing, we don't have that. So it's all about your eyes and reactions. But as long as that keeps going well, there's no real reason to stop.
So it seems you're still equally motivated as ever. Is that what I'm?
Yes.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yes.
So in some circles, perhaps you could be described as an aggressive driver, which I think personally is better than the opposite. But you would describe yourself in one word as what type of a driver?
Oh wow, one word. Okay. I'd say resilience.
Ooh, I love that word. That's great. That's it.
Yeah, so like as you say, when I was a younger, everything went really well for me. I was champion in Formula, to call it nowadays, Formula 4. I was champion in Formula 3. I was champion in Formula 2. Well, I wasn't champion. I was leading the championship, and then I got to Formula 1 for the first time. And then only for 7 Grand Prix after the year, I got kicked out of Formula 1. So then I wanted to stop completely racing. I wanted to be a chef. So I went to a cooking school, and I got kicked out of that one as well because I was too old by then. So I went back to racing. And I was doing GT cars. I was leading the World Championship of GT1 World Championship. And then I got a call, come back to Formula 2, which I came back to Formula 2. I won the championships. I won the Asia a second time. I won the race series. I came back to Formula 1. So it's quite rare to have a driver who's been, removed from the grid and comes back later.
And you're not even 40. That's crazy. That sounds
Yeah.
like.
Well, next year is going to be my 27th season of racing. So spend more season racing than not racing.
So we look back on those 27 seasons that you just mentioned. Can you pinpoint some pivotal moments? Maybe certain decisions you made or didn't make, an offer that was on the table that you didn't go. Like, what are some really pivotal moments that stick with you?
It would be easy to have the experience of today and go back in time. It would be the best thing you could do.
You know that saying, youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, there are definitely a few options that would do different. A few offers that I would have taken over other ones. I think I would just look at myself and try to tell the young Romain to have a bit more of an open mind and just not so much focus just about the driving, but also look at details that the media and marketing that comes being a race car driver. You do what you do with the helmet on is only a short part of your job.
There's so much behind the scenes that people often don't realize.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention here with these people that next week is 5 years from what I like to call the crash heard around the world. How are you? How have your feelings perhaps evolved over how do you see the crash today compared to at the time? Tell us a little bit about the last 5 years.
Yeah, I can't believe it's going to be 5 years. My wife mentioned that last week, I think. So it's starting to come up on Instagram and the algorithm everything. Because November 29, as you say, is going to be 5 years since my accident. I can't believe it's been 5 years. I think I moved on super quickly from it and, came back to racing in 2021 in the States. And I've been busy racing since then. It's definitely changed me as a human being because it's an experience that was a close call, I like to say. But I would say the thing that changed is that I never wanted to get my helmet from the crash home. And actually, I think I'm going to ask it to... It was in the museum for with Bell helmets, right? And I may be asking to get it back.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, maybe next year. Next year, when you're back here, I'll ask you if you got your helmet back.
Yeah.
There's something really particular about racing, and that often safety and technology advances happen because of accidents. And it's good because you don't want the same accident to happen twice. Do you know if there are any safety advances that have happened specifically because of your crash?
So there are 3. But before that, I would like to say that if I'm alive today, it's thanks to Jules Bianchi.
Oui.
He sadly passed away in 2015 after an accident in 2014. But the halo was put in Formula 1 because of his accident. So I paid a way less expensive price I needed to be alive. But thanks to him, I'm here talking to you. Since my accident, they changed 3 things. The gloves requirement is slightly different than it was before, so they have to hold fire a little bit longer. The headrest that around the neck, the head of the drivers, the attachment to the car, the system has been changed because the headrest came loose with my accident and was actually on top of my head. So that was one of the reasons that I was stuck in the car. And number three, the fuel tank never exploded. The fuel tank was always intact. But what happened in my accident is the fuel cap came loose. So that's where the fire caught on. That has been changed. The design was actually not as good as they thought it was. So those three things have been changed. So in theory, if you do my accident today, it should not be any fire. But
That-
don't follow.
No, but it gave me a little bit of chills to hear you say that, because it's paving the way for someone to not have your same accident.
Yeah, I think that's what's the beauty of Formula One and racing, and we learn from situations that we never thought of. You know, I think even Steven Spielberg is thinking about my accident. They did copy it in the F1 movie. I don't know, in the F1 movie, Jerry Bruckheimer came to me and asked if it was okay that they would copy the accident, and then I got the chance to speak with Idris Dosan, the actor. He wanted to know, what I went through. I have not seen the movie myself, but yet, but I know the accident is in there, and they try to replicate as much as they could.
Yeah, I've seen the movie, and your accident is way more stressful. But yeah, so you mentioned the movie, so I just want to move into like 2025 a little bit. Have you been following the Formula One season? I know you commented for Canal Plus, so I'd like your opinions on the season so far, and then I'm gonna get into a McLaren a little bit with you.
Well, okay. The season is the best that it's been for a very, very long time. I would say that it's almost a shame that we change regulation next year, because you would expect everyone to be even tighter, right? I think it was Brazil or the race before Mexico. It was the tightest Q3 of F1 history, I think.
Yeah.
The 10 cars were always in 2.5 tenths at 3 tenths, which is absolutely stunning. And give it another year, they will be even tighter. But we will have big regulation change next year, for the better or the worst. We'll see Melbourne. But it's been a great season. I think Lando has done a tremendous job over the last weekends, and that may mean that it took a really good option on the title. But it's other racing, and a lot can happen.
So yeah, getting into the Lando Oscar thing, I want your take on papaya rules. If you're team boss, do you think it's better to let drivers race, or do you think you need to have a deadline by the summer break? Whoever's leading the championship, it's all you.
Well, I think they're in a very good situation that at least at the summer break, they were nowhere that they were going to lose the driver championship. The constructor championship was done and dusted, but by the summer break, they were nowhere that Max Verstappen would be in Vegas, still in contention for to be world champion. Max did Max thing, and surprised everyone. Absolutely mega. I think the papaya rules needs to be put in the bin, in the trash. I don't know what you say it in the US.
Yeah.
It was the worst idea you could come up with, and they actually put them in a very difficult situation, which no one could understand, and I don't think they even did understand them. But then Oscar, that was doing really well, starting not doing so good, which is a bit of a mystery. And Lando, that had a bit of a more difficult moment, came off after Zandvoort, where the engine issue, and has been doing really, really good. So I think, as I say, Lando has a really good option on the title, but there's still Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, and next week is a sprint weekend, so that's 33 points to be grabbed.
And also there's Max Verstappen. He could be coming. I have a question that I'm very interested in hearing you talk. You spoke so well about the teams. Would you ever consider being a team boss?
Oh, never say never, right?
Oh.
I don't know if I have the poetic skills to it. I'm far too honest, maybe, or direct. But it's definitely something that is challenge. It is, those guys, they do a lot, and it's very difficult to know exactly what they do and why a team boss is better than another one. But I guess they understand people. They manage to get the best out of everyone they work with, and that's what talent. Do I have that? I have no idea.
Oh, well.
Never say never.
Can you give us a podium prediction for tonight?
Yeah, I think, I play a fantasy game with my friends. So my fantasy podium is Norris, Verstappen, Rossi.
Okay. And then who do you have for the championship? Lando, Oscar, or Max? Team Lando.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna start wrapping up a little because I want to open it up so the people in the audience can ask you some questions. Um, if you could start over, we were speaking of like if we had this experience we have now when we were younger, what would you do differently? Like, give me a specific this time, something that you would definitely do differently.
Wow. I would say we need 3 or 4 hours at least to go through that. As I say, I think I would be way more open to understanding the whole picture rather than just trying to drive fast.
Okay. And then how would you like to be remembered? Once you finally hang up your helmet, which I hope is in no time soon, how do you want to be remembered?
Well, I'm closer to the end than the beginning. Maybe another 3, 4, 5 seasons, and then I think I would either get tired of it or my wife would kill it and keep trying. So either or, it will be soon over. But I really want to enjoy those last few years. I think I got to a point in my career which I'm very lucky to be able and go and do a season and maybe decide, I don't know, that next year if I do single seater, maybe my last year in single seater car, and then maybe move to endurance. Maybe not move to endurance, I don't know. Think one at a time. I know that I still want to race next year. I'm going to do Daytona 24 in a GT3 in a Ford Mustang. That's going to be a great race. I've got good teammates. It's very different from me because I come from single seater prototype. So driving a GT car is kind of driving a bus and fast bus, but still didn't. Big car. And then we'll see. Maybe I'm back in IndyCar for a year.
That would be amazing.
And if I win many races, I may do many more. But if I don't, then may just or if I don't want to travel more according to day, we'll see.
You're lucky. You're at a point in your career where you can play it by ear a little bit and see how it goes.
Yeah, that's very enjoyable.
That's nice. I'm going to open it up to you guys. If there's anyone who would like to ask Romain a question, please just raise your hand and Scott will bring the mic over to you.
Come towards me. Come close.